is hotter than Satan's dick out here. Why am I drinking coffee? What's up everybody, Mark here from Remarkable Woodworks, and in this week's episode I'm going to finish this deck, or I'm going to get heat stroke. Whichever one happens first at this point, I'll be happy with. Now I really wanted to get this deck built completely yesterday, but it's been stupid hot lately and we're in Wasaga Beach, so I figured why not enjoy it while we're here. We made really good progress yesterday. We got the beams together, we got everything framed, and we were able to lay a ton of deck boards. So all that's left to do today is finish up the decking, a couple odds and ends, put the stairs in, and then as for the railing, that's gonna be a future Mark problem. All right, so here is where we're at for day one. Like I said, really happy with the progress. There's just a couple of little things left to take care of. I'm gonna put a spine in right here, and we're gonna have a border come across like this. Wherever you see the flat blocking, another border piece is gonna come down, and then I gotta add the stairs in on the other side. But first, I have to build some sawhorses. Now these sawhorses are going to be basic AF. I've got some offcuts here from the deck, and I'm gonna put them to good use. I'm gonna put together something super budget that I can cut the stringers on, and I don't have to worry about cutting through on the finished decking material. Just like that, we got a super budget-friendly pair of sawhorses. No word of a lie, I went to go pick up material today and they wanted $80 for plastic sawhorses. Said thanks, but no thanks. Made my own. Now for the stairs, I'm not gonna do anything crazy. I'm just gonna cut simple stringers. And because we're decking, I already have concrete on the ground. And when I'm building stairs and I'm decking, I like to keep things super simple. Each deck board is 5.5 inches wide. I want to go with 2 deck boards per run with an inch overhang. So I'm just going to keep my overall run at 10 inches. To calculate the rise, I just put my level across the deck. I'll pull down with the measuring tape to get my measurement. I divide that by 8, and then I will round up to the closest number, always round up, and that will then tell me how many steps I need to cut. Now that I have my temporary stringers cut, they're going to look something like this. But if I go to level this and put it in place, you'll notice this gap here. So I'm gonna add additional blocking with a 4x4 to run down. Then I'm gonna add a ledger across. I'll pre-build my stringers over on the sawhorses and install them as one piece. That way it makes leveling things off way easier than trying to do it with each individual stringer. So one of the things that I like to do when I'm building a deck is try to hide the end grain pieces of your decking as much as possible. And the best way to do that is to add a border or a spine. The problem is once I cut these boards back to put my border in, I'm gonna need a place to screw these deck boards down. So that's why I like to put flat blocking down. What that means is I have to make sure that the spacing between this joist and the next one is the same thickness as the joist that I'll be using for blocking. So in this case, it's a 2x8, so I just made sure that I had a 7¼ inch gap between the two joists. That way I can take a board, put it on its flat, nail it off, and good old Uncle Bob strikes again. Now another thing that I like to do is temporarily install my rim joist. I'll be able to pull my 16-inch spacing from my joist to run into, and then I just screw them in with one screw. That way I'm able to hold my joist in place while I run my decking, and I'll leave a little bit of a gap at the end. Now that I have a gap here, all I have to do is pull a measurement from the last deck board to the end of my rim joist, accounting for an overhang if you want one, and then I can just mirror that on the deck boards that are already installed to figure out how many deck boards I need to put in here so that I don't end up with a little sliver. In this case, I only need 3 more deck boards, but I'm gonna be left with like a 2-inch sliver. So I'm gonna pop the rim joist off and then snap a chalk line, cut it back just over my 2 inches so that I'm left with full boards from the end of the deck back to the house. Oh shit. Saw versus screw. Saw wins every time. It's a pretty clean cut though. So much for my blade. If you're ever building a deck by yourself and you need to attach a rim board, I find it very helpful to take a scrap piece of material, cut it and attach it to the bottom of one of your joists. This will kind of act as a ledge, and the ledge just kind of acts as a second set of hands to hold things in place for you while you nail your rim joist to your joist. All right, so now that the stairs are in, the only thing left to do is to seal up all the cuts with some cut and seal, and then put the treads on, and we'll be good to go. So this is what I'm using for my exposed cuts. It's called Cut and Seal. It's made by Micro Sienna, which is the same company that treats the pressure treated wood. And because of that, when I put this on my exposed cut wood, it'll match nicely with the stuff that I got from Home Depot. I'm sure by now you guys have seen me use this stuff in other videos, but this is the first time that I'm using the brand new and improved formula. It's Canada's first and only cut end wood preservative on the market, which I find pretty interesting. Low VOC, and it's water-based, so it's super easy to clean up. So I'm pretty interested to see how this new stuff works out. just like that, we have ourselves a deck. Now I know I made it seem like it was just me building the entire time, but these guys have been here with me the entire time and they've never worked on a deck before.
It's true.
Just goes to show you, you should never believe anything you see on the internet. And that, my friends, is gonna do it for this week's episode. So if you like this video, please do all the things that you're supposed to do when that happens. Feel free to follow me over on Instagram. I love you all equally, and I'll see you when I see you.